Hello, friends. Today is a very special day. Oh, I have been looking forward to this day for a couple of years now. Today, I have a new lease starting at a new apartment. Oh my gosh. Okay, if you have been following my journey in this apartment for the last couple of years, I moved here in late 2022, and when I found this apartment, I fell in love with it aesthetically. Like looking around, I love the way this apartment looks. That is the only positive trait that this home has. Everything else about this home is awful. I'm sounding a little dramatic, but like it's bad. When I first moved in, the HVAC system doesn't work, and oh, shocker, it doesn't work again. And I'm just like, screw it, I'm moving out in a week, so I'm done with it. The ceilings leak. Last night it rained and it started leaking on my bed, above my bed, onto me, which I could keep, you know what, I'm gonna keep going. Hot water lasts for a couple minutes. The electric bill is astronomical. Last month it was $530. This is a one bedroom, one bathroom apartment, by the way. So many, the package, I can't get packages delivered. The pests, the ants, the ants, the ants. Oh my God, the ants. The mice, but the ants. It's the ants for me. The mice are fine. It's the ants. I mean, the mice aren't fine. The ants. I can't deal with, I'm sorry, I've said ants like 12 times now. There are just so many issues. There's more than that too. I'm just gonna do you a favor and stop complaining and get on to the good stuff. Because today, I have a new lease starting at a new apartment. And oh my God, this feels so good. Oh my God, it's finally coming to an end. And it's even more exciting because I am moving in with my boyfriend. We've been together for a year now, and we spend a lot of our time together. And I figured, let's make this lifestyle upgrade, you know? So this is where we're at. We don't have to deal with this apartment anymore. We get to deal with a nice space. Now, we're gonna head over to the apartment in a little bit after I'm done yapping for probably another 5 minutes. But I'm moving back into a new building. If you have been following me or have seen some of my older videos, the apartment I lived in prior to this was in a new building. I lived up high, I had a really good view, I had big windows, and I kind of missed that. I took it for granted, and I was looking forward to living into this space for the aesthetics, but after having both the experience here and in the last building, I know in the bottom of my heart that I want an experience like the last building. So that's what we're going back to. Also, I should preface that I don't think everything's gonna be perfect. I know I'm gonna move in and there's gonna be a problem or two, and there's gonna be things I don't like. After moving into this apartment, I am well aware of that, but I know that all of the problems that I have here aren't going to exist there. So I can rest assured with that information. Anyway, I am really going to miss this space aesthetically. It's a really awesome space for one person. It doesn't really work well for two people. You can kind of see behind me here, that hallway goes back to my bedroom, and there's no door to my bedroom. So like if I'm out here, I'm home alone right now, but if like I'm here filming and my boyfriend is sleeping because he works the night shift at a hospital, it's kind of difficult for me to be quiet and like do things. So we need doors. Also, there's like no ceilings in like the rooms in my apartment. Like the like bathroom and like the closets don't have ceilings. I mean, the room that has like the actual toilet and the shower has like an enclosed space, but it's just a very open concept apartment, and it's really good for one person. So we need something that's gonna work for the both of us. But we found an apartment, which is ironically like 2 blocks away from the first apartment that I ever lived in when I moved to downtown Philadelphia. And it feels to me like it's coming full circle, because when I did live in that neighborhood, in the apartment 2 blocks away from the one that we're moving to now, I was fresh out of college and I did not graduate from college. So I did not have a degree, I did not have a job, I did not make any money, and I basically was locked in my apartment for the entirety of the time that I lived there because I couldn't afford to do anything, because I was just looking for a job and I couldn't afford to do anything without a job, and I had no experience. So yeah, I didn't get the experience that I wanted because of that. And now 10 years later, literally 10 years later, I was 20 years old and I'm 30 years old now. So 10 years later, I get to move into a building that I remember being built when I lived in that neighborhood and feeling like, oh, like when I'm successful, which that is a subjective statement, but when I'm successful, I'm going to live in this building and just like have a good life. And it took 10 years, but the time's come and it's actually kind of sweet. But I'm just really looking forward to this new era of my life. Things are obviously going to change immensely. I hope for the better. It's kind of the goal. But just the fact that all of the issues that I have had to deal with in this apartment for the last 2.5 years are coming to a close. Oh my God, that just feels so good. Holy crap, it is a weight off my shoulders. We're not moving into the apartment for another week. I have the movers coming next week, and I have the lease at this apartment actually for like another 2 months, which is like, oh, not my favorite thing that I have to pay for this apartment and deal with this apartment for another 2 months. It's another issue in itself. So like, subscribe, and share my videos so I can make a couple extra dollars, because I really need it right now. Mwah, please and thank you. But yeah, the goal of this video is to just like kind of document my moving process, kind of like a moving vlog. So today is the beginning of that. We're gonna head over to the apartment for the first time. We're gonna bring a couple of plants because if we're going over there, why not bring a couple of plants? And the fun, I don't know if I should call it fun because it's gonna be a little bit of stress for a little bit of time, but the fun begins today. Oh, how lovely. Okay. I have been yapping for like 5 to 10 minutes now, so let's actually finally go to the apartment. Let's take a stroll. So when you first walk in, there is a bathroom on my right with a tub. There is a bedroom that is going to be our office / guest space, which has some really nice windows and a walk-in closet for nice storage purposes. There's the entryway with another closet. And then on our right is going to be the living room, the living space. Once again, really nice windows. This gray has got to go. We're gonna paint it white, like a warm white. You can see the view is quite nice, reminds me of my old apartment. Turn around, kitchen's over here. You're just ass to the camera right now, Taylin.
Sorry, I'm just fixing it.
That's okay. The bathroom, the kitchen, which has a nice pantry. We're thinking about painting this wall right here and then this wall, like a color. And then the bedroom, which is definitely the best room in the house, which I'm looking forward to because I kind of hate my bedroom right now, and I could really use a space that I just like am looking forward to winding down at the end of the night, or maybe even want to spend some time in. But this corner bedroom is pretty insane. I wish the living room was on the corner, but I will take a corner when you get one, you know? And then another walk-in closet. And the master bathroom, which has sensors, which I'm not getting used to. But yeah, I think it's really awesome. There's laundry in here. Not that it really matters. But yeah. Oh, and there's shelving up there too. I didn't realize. But yeah, painting this is gonna be kind of a nightmare because there's like the pillar and then, oh, there's a lot of little walls. Like that up there. And same in the bedroom, but the gray is awful. Everything about this place is good, but the gray it's pretty drab. I'm moving a couple plants here to just get started. So you gotta bring something over on the first day. I don't know what lighting is like here now. Maybe we should just put them like right here for right now. I picked plants that don't need a lot of water because we're not gonna be here really at all for probably about a week. Things like this Chinese evergreen and this snake plant, they will be fine. Plus, it's not getting too bright in here. The windows are really big, but there's a really big building right across the street, so it's kind of blocking most of the sun, but I feel like that might just be like a this time of year thing, so we will see. I kind of find it hard to believe that it's not going to be super bright with these giant windows. They're tinted. I don't think this is really going to affect that much, though. My collection. The move is in 2 days. It's Monday today. The movers are coming on Wednesday. And it's about time I start packing up my plants. Now here's the thing. I'm moving on Wednesday, but I'm not moving all of my plants on Wednesday or in one day. It is the beginning of April, and I have this space leased until the end of May. So I'm taking my sweet time moving the plants. The movers are going to move all of my furniture. They're going to move my IKEA greenhouse cabinet. I specifically asked for them to be able to not tip it over and stuff like that. So they're doing the things that I can't really do myself or really don't want to do myself, I guess. And then, I mean, I don't want to move the plants, but I don't want to sound rude, but I don't really trust the movers moving my houseplants. So I'll have them move like the greenhouse cabinet and like a couple of my larger trees or like floor plants, but I'm going to take care of the rest. My boyfriend does have a car. I don't have a car. I technically have my license, but I haven't driven in over 10 years, so I don't really drive, even though I technically legally could, which I don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, he has a car and we have parking at the new building. So we're gonna be able to drive over here once or twice a week and pick up a bunch of plants. I will show you how I package them slightly because today I'm only gonna be able to put some in some crates because all my moving boxes are full of like my actual crap, like my kitchen gadgets. I have too many kitchen gadgets and just like other stuff. So like I said, I'm gonna have the movers move everything heavy and that I'm not concerned about. And then over the next couple of weeks, we're gonna start moving the plants. I've also, as I've kind of shown you, I've been just like packing up like bags, like reusable grocery bags of plants and just bringing them over. That's kind of self-explanatory. I don't really need to show you that. But I'm sure how the hell I'm moving these 100, 200 houseplants is a very big question that people have every single time I've moved. It's like my third or fourth time moving here on this channel. But yeah, one of the first things I kind of want to tackle is like the trellis. So I have these two, technically three, but like two plants on the trellis. I have this philodendron Jerry Horn and then this philodendron red emerald. And I'm gonna have to, remove them from this trellis. Now, the red emerald, when I moved here, I honestly just like took the whole thing off and the stems are kind of, I don't wanna say flexible because they're not really flexible, but they're like malleable enough that they won't really break or snap if I just like take the whole thing down carefully and just like put it in a box and then move it in the box, like a moving box. So I'm probably just gonna do that. I'll probably cut it back a little bit because there's a lot going on. But I know I wanna put it up on the trellis immediately in the new place. So I want to kind of keep it intact. But the philodendron Jerry Horn, I've been kind of air layering it over the past month or so. So oh, that's kind of dry. So maybe maybe I don't know how successful it is. But I've just taken sphagnum moss and wrapped it up around nodes on the plant and then covered it in plastic wrap to kind of keep it moist. And then I was watering it and I kind of forgot in the last like week or so. But to try to form roots so that when I cut the plant, because obviously I can't really move like a 7-foot philodendron, then I can just have a bunch of pieces that already kind of have roots going, and then I can just like plant them back in the base once I actually move, or just, I don't know. I could give them away. I don't really need all of them, but I don't know what I want to do. It's a lot of philodendron, but yeah, I need to cut this back. So I'm gonna put this microphone on here. I don't have my step ladder because we've been needing it for painting at the new place, which is, I never want to paint again. I think I can handle this without it. There's also a ladder that I kind of hijacked from the building that I keep in the stairwell. which is right outside my door, and like nobody uses up this high. Not that high, I'm on the 3rd floor, but like people on the 3rd floor don't like to use the stairwell. But I'm a stone cold stair user. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut this back like right below where any of my like air layering spots. So this one's kind of dry, so this one might not be that successful, although it might have like some roots going on, but yeah, it's literally just plastic wrap wrapped around a node. It's pretty self-explanatory. And I did it like all over the plant. Also, I don't know, I hope you can't see my shorts because I just don't have any like care or will right now. I'm wearing red shorts with this like turquoise hoodie. It's kind of giving like vintage Phillies merch, but like it's also not. So I'm just gonna, oh, that one's kind of, oh no, that one's like taped up there. Oh, it's fine. Worse things have happened. I use like plant Velcro to tie it to the trellis. Ugh. I'm definitely gonna have to cut back that red emerald. It's such a nuisance. There's another cutting right here. Can remove that, pick that up later. But I'm definitely gonna get a couple nice cuttings out of this, and it's gonna make it a lot easier to move. But I'm just looking for wherever I did do the air layering, just cutting below. I kind of planned ahead in advance, which is good because I really don't want to think right now. Another one down here. I really do not like the smell of like pruned philodendron. It's got a very specific smell. I don't know how to describe it. It's like, oh, it smells like some kind of like vegetable. I don't know how to describe it. Let me know if you can put this into words. I'm sure many of you are familiar with this. Like this is a really nice cutting right here. I think I'm gonna remove this part because this one node at the top is just kind of bare. But that's a really nice cutting. I mean, I can't even see it from the front, but from the way it looks on the back, I can tell that on camera it probably looks decent. I don't know what I want to do with this. I really like this philodendron. It's a little quirky. The leaf shape isn't. It wasn't necessarily my thing. I bought it as a Mexicanum from a website that doesn't exist anymore, and it's not a Mexicanum, and I wanted a Mexicanum because it had like the purple or like red undersides, and this one doesn't. So I never even actually wanted this houseplant, but you know, you grow to love something, and once I've had it since like 2018 at this point. I guess I tried air layering this when I moved last time because this is old, but it has no leaves on it, and I just don't have time or patience right now for like a 0 leaf, just single node cutting. Oh God, this is so annoying. Oh God, I feel like some of the sap just splashed on me. Actually, no, it's just the dew that's coming out of the leaf. But you don't want to get that, you don't want to get the sap in like your eye or anything. But the plant, I watered it recently, so it's transpiring, so that's what splashed on me. But another really nice cutting. These look really good. I mean, the plant is like nothing left now. We can pull it out, I guess. I mean, it's not nothing. It's definitely not nothing. But it's not anything like it was before. I've actually like never taken this plant out the entirety of the time that I lived here. It's just, I put it on the trellis. I even moved the trellis over recently, and I just kept everything on, and me and Taylor just pushed it over like when they pushed Bikini Bottom in that episode of SpongeBob. You know what I'm talking about. I still watch SpongeBob. That's like a Saturday morning thing I love to do, just like put on SpongeBob in the morning. I don't really watch any other children's shows, but SpongeBob is funny. I laugh all the time. It's like genuine laughter. Like there's so many jokes in there that I feel like were meant for adults because they went right over my head when I was a kid. But yeah, I guess there's no reason to put this back in there. This is one that will probably take a week or two to get moved over because it's just a little bit tall. The taller plants, we're gonna have to wait for the moving boxes to be available, but we're gonna transition over to packing up some of the crates that I have available. So these are the crates that I'm talking about. I've used them as like my TV stand in the past, and right now I'm using them for like plant stands in the windows, but these are really incredible. That's a little wet. These are really incredible ways to move my house plants because they stack and they're really safe since they're made of wood, so I don't have to worry, don't have to worry about any of my plants getting damaged. So any plants that are like small enough, like this Hoya right here, I can literally just put inside like this. Can also get any plant that fits inside in their planter and just shove them all as close as possible together and Tetris them. Sorry, literally just trying to get them as safely in there as possible. And here's the deal. We're moving across the city. If a couple leaves break, that's okay. I am expecting that to happen. But we're gonna be able to do a decent job kind of stopping that from happening at the same time. But I have planters of all different shapes and sizes that I'm gonna be able to just really pack this in pretty nicely and obviously move things around as you go. This plant has a lot of vines, but that is okay. The plants need to be able to just safely get lower than these parts because that's where the other boxes are gonna rest on, but like this leaf is fine, it's gonna just bend down. Also, it's very likely that every single one of these plants has traveled in a box before, so it's nothing they haven't experienced before. This guy in. It's nice seeing all the plants just inside a box like this. It kind of reminds me of when I would get plants delivered back when I was a buyer. So just carefully get these down. This one Hoya isn't cooperating. All right, I'll lift up the camera and you can see the rest of my moving mess going on in the back. So there we go. So I literally have this crate perfectly packed and safe. None of the leaves should be breaking from the way that I have it, which is nice. Ew, I was gonna touch that. It's a dead daddy long legs. Ugh. Okay, it's dead. What are we gonna do about it? So I have, I don't know if you can see me, enough crates that I can like do a couple layers of these crates filled with plants that aren't gonna go above the top. And then the ones on the top, I could do with like this, for example, which is not really gonna be seen on camera, but like this plant that's just like coming way out the top that obviously would get crushed if I was to put a crate on top of it. I can put those on the top layer. Obviously they just need to be able to fit in the vehicle that we're taking it over. And so this might be a little too tall if I had like 3 layers of crates, but you know, ones that are just like a little bit too tall and I don't want to get damaged, like some like larger Hoyas or Sansevierias that stick up a little bit higher, or succulents and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll save that for the top layer. But a lot of my trailing plants and Hoyas and stuff are gonna fit really easily in here. I guess there's some planters that could be a little bit more delicate that I might wanna consider wrapping up with like packing paper, but honestly, I've done this before, I'm gonna do it again, you know? You know, as many problems as I have had with this space, I have found it a little sad to be leaving. Like, I really do love the way that this space looks aesthetically, and I feel like I've had a lot of fun working with it, decorating it over the last couple of years. It's just, I do feel like all the issues that I've had really do outweigh the good times. And it's like, people always come in my apartment and they're like, oh, your apartment's so cool, I love the way it looks, I love the character. And it's like, I do too, but that's literally the only thing I like about it. And so while the home that we're moving to absolutely has less character than this space, I'm feeling a lot better about the lifestyle that I'll get to have there in comparison to here. Got enough room for like a 4 or 5 inch pot right here. Oh, here we go. All right, this one was super easy to pack up. I could even like throw in my like Tillandsia tectorum. Probably could use a drink before I close it into the box, but yeah, I think that's fine. Oh, and I can throw like, I have a couple of mounted houseplants like this Discidia. You can kind of slip in there. Oh, well, maybe not. Maybe it needs a little bit more room. Maybe on this side. There we go. And I have another smaller one right here, my little Discidia ovata. Maybe that can just kind of get nestled on top. See, this is something that could, I guess, potentially damage plants. So maybe I should put it in a little bit more carefully. All right, there we go. That's fine. And look at that. We have another plant box packed up. This one is also going to be fine. Maybe just need to push this around a little bit to get this Hoya in a little bit better, since the Hoya leaves are the most easy to break, I guess, in this process. But this will be fine once the box is on. Okay, let's get another box. Let's move the camera up again. You can see too much. You can even see the tripod leg. But you know what? We're just gonna have to deal with that for right now. This crate is a little dirty. I mean, it's been, just sitting in the same spot for 3 years. So I'm gonna vacuum it. Trying to bring as few of those daddy long legs over to the new place as possible. Okay, so now that we are stacked 3 high, oh God, you can see my horrible color combination going on. We can start putting in plants that are going to be poking out the top. So for example, I can see right here, I have this plant that I've really grown to love over the last couple of years. Oh God, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the viewfinder and you can see. I hate how you can see my horrible color combination, but my Euphorbia Leucanura right here. All right, there we go. And so that's in there, fine. Oh, I'm sorry, Muffin. You okay, baby? I didn't see you there. Okay, so like other plants, like this Sansevieria, it's poking out the top like nobody's business, and just other fragile plants. This Stapelia right here would not fit inside. This Hoya Fitchii on a hoop. That's not fit. I guess I could like bend the hoop down, but it's fine. And I have another hoop plant that I have right next to it, this Hoya Commingiana. So you get it. You see what I'm doing. And I know not everybody has these particular crates on hand, but I kind of recommend it because they're great for storage. They're pretty inexpensive. They were from IKEA. They've treated me real good over the last however many years. I don't even know if this will fit in. It's gonna be kind of hard to get out if not, because it's covered in spines. Ow. And this one, honestly, just to be nice for if it's not me, if it's Talon handling it. I mean, even if it is me, should be nice to myself, but I'm just cutting some bubble wrap. Or you can use packing paper, you can use newspaper, anything. Just wrap it around. Any spiny plants, I'll do this with. I have a couple of, actually like 1 or 2 other cacti, other spiny plants. I'll do this with. I don't want to give any problems with for me or anybody else. So just taping it. Yes, I'm using painter's tape because obviously I have plenty of that. So just taking a step back, you can see we have the 3 crates piled up. I'm gonna do this again with, I have more crates. You can see I got another one back there. Got one over here. I got more than that. Got the one on the wall. Still to take down my wall thing. Muffin, what'd you find? She's inside the cabinet. But yeah, this is it. This is gonna be my life for the next couple of weeks. Today's moving day. To say I'm stressed is an understatement. It's really early in the morning. It's like 8 o'clock. It's kind of early for me, if I'm being honest. And the movers will be here in an hour or 2. So I shouldn't really be as stressed as I am because I don't really have to do any heavy lifting, but it's still moving after all. I've wrapped up a couple of the plants. I don't know if you can see. Let me move the camera. You can see really poorly, but I wrapped up a couple of plants with like plastic wrap. So hopefully that'll make things a little bit easier for the movers to move my floor plants without damaging them. I think I did a pretty good job wrapping them up. It's really cold today. It's only 32 degrees. In the morning, it's gonna be like 45 in an hour or two. So I'm gonna have the workers take their time putting the plants in the truck. I'm gonna ask if they can put the plants in last. Those are the only plants I'm gonna have the movers move. Everything else I'm gonna take care of myself or have them moving over in just the bags. And then once the boxes are available after this part of the move is done, I can start packing up some of the bigger plants. But I guess I have some things to do before the movers come, some last minute packing and stuff for things I just really don't want to handle myself. Okay, I'm here. It's been about a week and a half since moving. I needed the time off. I haven't really done anything with the plant room other than just bring more plants home. I was gonna say from home, but home from my last apartment. And now they're just all kind of in boxes. So I'm sorry, I did not. I showed you guys packing the crates. I didn't show you guys packing the bankers boxes which is just like the moving boxes that I use. It's just a specific brand, not sponsored. I do not care about that. But let me just show you. So I had packed up these crates, which was very easy to do. I showed you guys on camera. I literally just put plants inside the crates and I move them. It's super easy. They stay safe. Nothing broke. I think maybe one little leaf broke off a plant. I don't even remember which one because it was very insignificant. Hi, baby girl. But it's just such an easy way to move houseplants. These have been sitting in this crate for like 2 weeks at this point, considering when I packed. And everything's fine. You can see peperomia here, no broken leaves, peperomias and Hoyas. I feel like I'm just gonna put this back here because I'm kind of holding up the crate with my abdomen. But even plants like this Hoya, not a single broken leaf. That is a type of plant that's pretty difficult to move without breaking. Look at this giant new leaf right here that just came in, honestly, while it was sitting in the box, as well as this one. So it didn't keep it from being happy. Wow, those things are gigantic. Oh my crap. Okay, so we need to put this plant somewhere where it's gonna get a little bit more attention in this apartment because it deserves it. Anyway, you get the vibe. So I had also filled up some regular boxes in like literally the same exact manner. Muffin, stop it. And I still have some plants at the old apartment that need to be packed up. It's just when I go there, I'm under a lot of stress because I'm just like packing up an empty apartment. So I don't think I'm gonna want to set up a camera while I'm there and take care of all that. But you can see here, or can you? I don't know. There's a box with a lot of plants in it. I literally just put the plants in the box, travel to where I need to go, and I take them out. I honestly kind of like put plants on top of each other. Like this was sitting in a pot of soil. There's a little bit of room in the planter that has like the syndapsis, like this open soil space. So just put a plant down inside there. It's not a big deal. The thing is, plants are strong. Like they want to survive. I think we forget that sometimes. But it's really, it's more annoying to move houseplants than it is like, dangerous isn't the word I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. Like you're not in danger of harming your houseplants. Let's see, I have a lot more plants just kind of underneath here. Let's see if anything broke. I kind of doubt it. I've got a couple fragile plants in here. So here's my Hoya Crinkle 8. With 0 leaves broken. See, I kind of liked it better when these were in the boxes because now I'm starting to just put things out on the floor and it's going to be even more messy than it was before. I got a little piece of philodendron tortum because I propagated it. Well, I accidentally broke it. I like broke a big chunk of it off right after I was done filming something for work. So it was really good timing actually because it was a lot easier to move with it broken. Let's see, I have another Hoya right here. No broken leaves, although I did totally just pop off a leaf from the other Hoya inside of here while I was pulling that one out. So I guess technically there is one broken leaf right here, this tiny little one, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, this Hoya crassipes, also very fragile, was not broken until I just messed up. There's some mealybug on this guy. It's fine, I'll put it in the shower. And last but not least, inside the box. Oh wait, no, there is another one. Had another Hoya gracilis just chilling in there on top of the Imidrium. Also decently fragile. Dead leaf, doesn't count as a broken leaf. But yeah, here we go. So, I guess there was a Syndapsis leaf and a Hoya crassipes leaf that fell off in the process, but that is not really anything to complain about. That is some pretty good plant movement. Granted, like I said, I have a lot more, not a lot more. I think I have like 20 to 30 more plants at the apartment, which is still a lot. And I'm definitely gonna get rid of a few of them. I'm kind of like purposely leaving a couple of the ones that I don't really care about anymore, just like to dry up and die. That sounds so awful, but I'll just feel better about getting rid of them if they're not alive. That kind of makes sense, you know what I mean? Anyway, I do kind of want to start figuring out where I'm going to put a bunch of these plants. The floors in here are just kind of covered with plants at this point, and I need to get them places. Obviously I have the cabinet back here. I still have to set it up. I actually kind of want to do, so we recently got what they're calling the Grove connector kit. So the Grove is like the bar lights that I'm using inside the greenhouse cabinets by Soltech. And you can connect up to 4 of them to one plug, which is really convenient considering there's only like one plug on this wall. I do have like power strips in my old apartment, but Talon has this thingy, which looks remotely dangerous considering how many plug thingies are on it, but I mean, it looks pretty professional. So I figured for now, I could do that, and I mean, I guess I technically don't need to use the Grove connector kit if that's the case. So maybe I won't. They're not paying me to do this. They just pay me to do everything else. Well, I should definitely plug this in because right now I can only have the one Grove and the fan plugged in, so that's not really convenient. And there's a little bit of space in between, so I can just kind of put that there. Not that you can really see, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. The beanbag chair takes up so much more room. I don't think you can really see it, but the beanbag chair is right here. And this is like a 11 by 11 room, so it's not like the biggest room out there. It's perfectly fine for an office slash guest room, you know, but it's a little tight in here when I have a bunch of plants on the floor as well as this beanbag chair. So I'm looking forward to everything being put together. I should mention, before we get too deep into this, since this is my first time filming since moving, I'm so happy. I'm really happy, especially compared to when I moved into my last apartment and I was not happy. Everything felt like it was going wrong and the world was just crashing down around me, which even though the world is technically like crashing down around me right now, if you think about it, like what's going on in America, you know, I know you know, and if you're part of the problem. Anyway, I'm just feeling really good about space and life because of that right now. So that is a really good change in comparison to the last time I moved. So yeah, rest assured. Oh my gosh, I don't know if that was just like strenuous activity, but I'm like sweating from that. I mean, I'm in a hoodie and sweatpants, but it's like warm in here. So I know I said I wasn't gonna use, or possibly wasn't gonna use the Grove connector kit, but now I have an idea. And it seems like it's a good idea. So I should move this stuff first. Okay, so I know I said that I was thinking I wasn't going to use the Grove connector kit. I think I'm just not going to use it in the cabinet because it just makes it a little bit easier if I can have the cord come out the top and the cord come out the bottom instead of trying to wire it all throughout. But I think it's going to come in handy for this cabinet because I gotta grab something off camera. What I think I'm going to do is put this like IKEA greenhouse thing on top here. Use it to move some of my potting mix. I'm trying to get creative with the way that I move stuff. Everything's a moving box if you believe hard enough. But I know I have a couple of like spiky, spiny houseplants, like my Sansevieria pinguicula, for example, which is like super sharp. Like I practically slice myself open every time I like going by that thing. So I'm really worried about like Muffin because I don't really have like windowsills in this space in the way that I used to. So I was thinking I could keep like some of my more like spiky cacti succulent plants in here. And obviously this isn't enough light, so I did request some grow lights from work. They're literally just more of the Grove lights. I literally just requested one in black and one in whites because I don't use any of the white ones yet. And I figured maybe I could use these in my kitchen. If you saw from the way that my kitchen looks, I feel like this would look really good in there. And me and Taylin use like mint and parsley and stuff like all the time. So we're like, we could just have a little herb garden, and herbs don't really grow that well indoors. They get like plant pests and they get really leggy like really easily. But there's like a bunch of stores right around me that sell herbs as well as like a farmer's market. So I'm like, we can just replace the herbs when we need. But for this one, I thought that this would work out well for helping keep my more succulent plants healthy away from the window. And we can literally just hook up this Grove bar light with the one that is in the cabinet already with the Grove connector kit. So I only have to use one plug and one of the little timer thingies. So they turn on at the same time, turn off at the same time. It just makes my life a little bit easier. This is not an ad, like I had mentioned, but you can use code FillyFoley. Just save 15% on any of these products if you do choose to do so. And I don't really have any of like my like spiny succulent plants here right now because if I'm being honest, those are the kinds of plants that I left at my old apartment because they thrive off neglect. So I figured I would water them, and we kind of are just going back to the apartment like every week or so to gather stuff. So obviously I don't want just like everything dying while I'm not there. So we're just being kind of proactive, I guess. Work aside, I do really love these Grove LED bar lights. They're really convenient for just growing plants like anywhere. You can grow on a shelf, under a cabinet, and you can just put it on the wall if you want. Although I feel like I wouldn't probably do that because they don't give off as much light as our other grow lights. They're better for situations like the greenhouse cabinets and like this little greenhouse situation right here. So yeah, definitely situations where I wouldn't necessarily recommend these, but 9 times out of 10, they are pretty freaking awesome. There's literally just like these like pieces that come off the adhesive, which is quite strong. It's gotten stronger and stronger since they've been reimagining it. I feel like when they first came out with it, it wasn't as strong as it is now. So now it doesn't go anywhere whenever I put it somewhere. Probably should like clean the surface, but it's fine. Let's get it centered how I want it, which is hard to do if I'm being honest. But this is good enough, and good enough is fine with me. And there we go. I actually didn't really think about how the cord's gonna come out of here though. Huh. Well, you know what? I can figure that out later. Or I can just have it go, oh, no, this is fine. There's like space underneath in the back where there's plenty of room for the cord without like, you know, any possible damage. And there we go. This thing definitely needs to be cleaned out. She is dusted for the bog. And because of that, there is dust all over the adhesive of this fair lead, so it's obviously not going to work. So I'm gonna worry about that later. But anyway, I think this situation will work out quite nicely for this. I can put like my spiny plants in here that I don't want Muffin to be able to get to, because obviously there's not really enough room for her to jump up onto here. She'd have to really want to, and I don't think she has the capacity. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I also have this cabinet right here. I can move the camera over a little bit. This one is obviously pretty self-explanatory. I'm gonna have it pretty much in the same exact way that I had it before. I have my Grove plugs. I can't believe I haven't plugged these in yet. I've needed a break after moving. It's just been, I mean, I'm sure 90% of you can relate. Moving sucks. I mean, it's so exciting, but it equally sucks as much as it is exciting. I'm just happy that the bulk of it is done. Like, there's still things I have to do. I still have to go back to my old apartment and repaint the walls, which after spending 4 or 5 days painting the walls white here is not something I'm really looking forward to, but it's just the way that it is. I could definitely make it look a little cleaner down here. that'll be a project for not day one of decorating with my plans. But here we go. We have our lights installed. Now I can put things like this Anthurium veitchii, which requires a situation like this with like higher humidity and really good light, which the Grove obviously is giving it. There we go. I honestly don't even know what I'm gonna put down here. I don't really have, I've left some of my bigger plants at home. Not like the bigger ones, but like my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma is in like a pot this big, so I couldn't put it in one of the boxes of the crates, and it wasn't big enough for me to need the movers to move it, so I think that's like a plant that I would put in here, but I don't really have it right now. So I guess that's up for me to figure out, but this is a good start. This is a good start of getting things set up. I've had my plants, I mean, they're still in the crates, but now I can start to just at least temporarily just like put a bunch of plants inside here for now to get them off the floor as I'm trying to figure out like how the hell I want to decorate this space, because the world is my oyster, you know? Friends, it's been a couple more weeks. I will be honest with you, but I know like 99% of you have moved before and you completely understand and you're not gonna give me any flack, so let's just move on. We are in my plant room, and if you can't tell, it looks slightly different, not just because it's a little bit more set up in here, but I did end up painting the walls in here, which I was kind of going back and forth on because painting was just such a nightmare. We painted this whole freaking apartment. And whenever we move out of here, we're just gonna have to paint it back. But I plan on living here for a while. That's the goal, at least. But yeah, I painted the walls in here. It's called Urban Greenery or something like that. It's like a very sage, soft sage color, and I know it's not gonna show up the way it actually looks on camera. So just bear with me. But we are here in my plant room. It's not fully set up. Still a ways to go, but I'm just getting everything organized. It's about time, if it's been a couple weeks. Actually, it's been like a month and a half, if not nearly 2 months now since we've been living here. So it's about time I get everything set up. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a sneak peek tour of this plant room. Or I'm gonna give you like a full-on tour of this room. I'm just not gonna give you a tour of the rest of the apartment yet because we're still working on that. But in the coming weeks, months, I'm not sure, maybe just don't hold me accountable to that time frame. I will give you a actual tour of the apartment and then eventually a full-on houseplant tour because it's been a while since I've done that. But yeah, I'll show you around my plant room, show you what's going on. There's a lot going on currently and constantly a lot going on, but it's fine. All right, I'm gonna get behind the camera. Okay, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you that Muffin's beanbag chair is not gonna be here for much longer, but she's obsessed with the beanbag chair, so I'm gonna get her a smaller one, but this blob just kind of takes up this whole room. It's really only like an 11 by 11 room, so it's not that big. But yeah, there is Muffin here who has been really enjoying her new home. And then on this wall right here is kind of like the black half of the room. Since I do work for Soltech Lights, I kind of need this to be kind of like my showroom in a way. So this half of the room is featuring all of the black lights. I have a bunch of groves inside the cabinets here. I like this setup that we just did recently. Well, it was a couple weeks ago, but in this video, it was very recently. And I just got this like clothing rack situation from IKEA to kind of allow myself to hang a couple plants and just keep a couple plants. It's kind of just like a makeshift situation. It was like $50 or less, so just a great way for me to organize plants right now while I figure things out in case I want to get something more, I don't know, monumental in the future. But for right now, that's a good thing. I got to go around the beanbag chair because there's a box here, which I think we're going to open in a couple minutes because why the hell not? We got this new accessory light stand from work, which we haven't really talked about yet, but yeah, it's called the Stello, and it holds the aspect light, which I really like because normally you have to like hang them on the wall. Like I have this one up here, which I will turn around and show you the rest of the section in a second. But yeah, I really like this. So I have my fiddly fig down there. And this console table thingy is just here for right now because I have it. It doesn't not work, but I kind of want it to be a little bit more open, I feel like, and just let this half of the room shine with all of the plant stuff. Yeah, I'm using the windowsills like this right now. It's really messy. I don't think I really want it to look like this. I'm kind of just like dealing with it for now. And then we have the desk, which obviously isn't really set up yet, but I have an aspect light here, and every once in a while I'll put the white grow lights here. So this is like the white half of the room. I still need to like, this plant situation over here, it needs to be all in one pot, but it's like 4 plants on the floor right now. So I need a bigger planter. But yeah, that's really the bulk of the room. The desk over here. I guess there's also like the shelf right here next to the closet. That's kind of, I guess, taking up a good amount of space in the room here. But yeah, I like the vibe. It's a nice space to do work in. I was worried I was gonna hate this room, and you know what? If the walls were gray, I probably would. But now that they're green, although it's not looking very, it just does not look true to color on camera. So just believe me when I say it's a nice, lovely, soft sage green. But regarding this box on my floor that's taking up so much space, we got a new light at work. We just launched this as when I am recording this, and I'm actually pretty excited about it. I like it a lot. It's called the Versa. I need to stop and take a moment and tell you, they do not pay me any extra to talk about this on my YouTube channel. I do it by choice because I actually genuinely love their products. I don't think I would work for them if I didn't, obviously. But yeah, we got this new grow light. I guess it at first was thought about being like an accessory, but it's kind of just transformed into its like own grow light product. But it's essentially a lamp stand that combines with the Groves, which are the bar lights that I have inside the cabinets behind me here. And it's this essentially, and you also get the Grove grow light when you order it. It just comes with it as a bundle. And I don't really have an idea of where I want to use this black one. I've been having the white one go back and forth between my desk and the kitchen because that's where we keep our little herb garden that we've been doing lately because we cook a lot. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna really have this on hand for footage since it is just a brand new launch for us, but that doesn't mean it's not exciting. And I do just really love the way that it looks. So it just snaps in like this, and then it can move like down like this. You can move it around like this. It really just goes any way you need it to. I don't really know if people would use it like this. Like this doesn't really give, I mean, I guess you could like put it like this and have like a plant back here. But my whole thing that I've been doing with it is just like having it like this on a desk or something on a table and then having plants underneath it. It's perfect for our little herb garden that has just like 3 little herbs. So I'm a big fan of it. I wanted to share it with you guys because I know they're really excited about it, but we just launched this and we also launched the accessory for the aspect light. I really love that. And they're like not even talking about that because they're so excited about the Versa, which I completely understand. But I really like the Stello, the aspect light holder. I think it's pretty revolutionary that you, for the first time ever, don't really have to use hardware to mount your aspect light. So I'm excited about that. It's also just gonna make making content a lot easier for me now that I don't have to rely on having lights mounted on the wall. So yeah, I'm a really big fan of that. I'm looking forward to that. But I think this is really cool too. And of course, if you do like any of these products, you can use code PhillyFoliage to save 15%. I think I already mentioned that earlier in this video, but that was also technically a couple weeks ago. So I'm gonna mention it again. But thank you guys so much for joining me. This has been a long ass video. It's also taken me months to create, prepare, edit. It's taken me a lot of time and it's really nothing special. It's just a whole giant moving compilation essentially. But thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for giving me the time and the patience to do this. I really do want to get back in the swing of making a lot of the same videos I used to make years ago, like top 10s and whatnots, but now that I'm finally just settling in my home, I think it's about time I can do so. So give me some time. I want to do that, but for the next couple of weeks, I'm still settling in. I still want to do some, you know, fresh apartment content, so just bear with me, babes, okay? Thank you so much. I love you, and I will see you guys soon. Have a great day.